Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Today I'm going to do a small comparison, a small challenge using the BLU Studio Energy 2 up against the Moto X Pure Edition by Motorola 2015. Now the BLU device is a major surprise. I ordered this device because I heard of the 5,000 milliamp battery and I was intrigued with that, and I thought you, the viewer, the subscriber, everybody here on the My Project 13 team would be interested in a device that had that big of a battery and how long it could go. And I've gotten some pretty good response. Not as good as if it was a flagship like the Huawei Nexus 6P. But again, this is only a $180 device by a company called BLU. They're up and coming. In the near future, you're going to see them probably a lot more. And if this device is a sign of things to come from this company, then I'm excited, because this is a 2-day device for me without charging it up. From the moment I unplug it, I can go moderate to real heavy for 2 solid days without having to babysit it and put it on the charger whatsoever. In the car, here at home, I just don't charge it. If you're moderate to light, you're going to get 3 good days out of it. And that's phenomenal, because I've never had a device that has ever done that. The Moto X struggles to get to 4. So, but again, you're talking about a $400 device that has a lot more to offer on paper, spec-wise. And it is. I mean, it will obviously hover over the top of the BLU device when it comes to a lot of different areas. The BLU has a couple negatives, but it has a ton of positives, and I will get to all of that in my final review. But I wanted to do this little bit of a comparison just to see what the BLU can do, okay, up against a bad boy like the Moto X Pure Edition 2015. Under the hood on the Moto X, you got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 808 hexa-core, dual cores at 1.8 gigahertz, quad core at 1.44 gigahertz. It is a 64-bit processor, as well as the BLU Studio Energy 2 64-bit processor. It's got a MediaTek 6735 quad core, 1.3 gigahertz. Now, if the MediaTek 6735 were a Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, it would compete easily over the 400, but closer to the 615, if that makes any sense. So it hangs in all week in my pocket. It's been my daily driver, and I felt like I've had a decent mid-range flagship device. I really have. It has felt great performance-wise. It has not let me down. Obviously, in battery life, it's just been phenomenally awesome. BLU has done something right with this device, and I'm really looking forward to see what they're going to do with their devices in the next few years. So, with that being said, let's see what the BLU can do in a situation like this with some app opening, basically a couple speed tests and an Antutu benchmark, a little video, a little sound, and you can be the judge of this device. But right now, during the holidays, for 180 bucks, and you want to buy a solid device without wondering if whoever you give it to is going to like it, because it may not perform, it may not do, you know what? You don't have to worry about the BLU device. It'll make a great gift for someone. And if you want it as a starter device, a backup device, an emergency device, a student device, and even as a daily driver device, because that's what I have thought about it all week long, that this device can be a daily driver device. I'm not lying to you guys, okay? I've had it in my pocket long enough all week long, doing different things with it in my daily life, that I have realized this is just not a backup device. Please consider it for 180 bucks up against a $400 device. So let's do this. Now, I did clear out all the pages in the background. In fact, I will open that for you right now. And I apologize if I get messages and phone calls. I'll try to keep working past that and not let it be an annoyance. But that's a part of doing reviews, that I have to well, I'm not even going to say that. I want to get back to every response and every feedback. I mean, it's something that I love doing on this channel. And it's a responsibility. It is. So I guess that is part of a have to, because it is a responsibility, but it's also a love. So, but I also got to run these tests because I love doing this part too. So as you can see, the BLU Studio is right in there. It's just a little bit behind. Now, when you get into a little bit more intensive apps, it does fall behind, probably about a second or two, but still, man, a little patience. It ain't going to hurt no one. Just a phenomenally great device. So we're going to get a little bit more into a heavier page like Amazon. See how that does here. And that's not too bad at all. Good job, BLU. Let's get into the Play Store. Now, we do have two front-facing speakers on the Moto X, and you got one single speaker on the back of the Blue. So when I do play some sound, please be fair in your thought thinking when it comes to, well, that speaker sounds crappy up against them. Well, you know what? It's a single speaker on the back. But if you're having the device by itself and you're out sitting in your car listening to music, or outside sitting on the deck or whatever, got your earphones plugged into it, you aren't going to know the difference. It sounds great for a single speaker on the back. And my complaint is when they put single speakers on the back and they don't at least give you some sort of good quality and a good level of sound, especially when they're very quiet. Blue did an awesome job with a single speaker on the back, you guys. Okay, don't expect the best, but it's good. I like it, and I'm a picky guy when it comes to these devices, and I hate it when they give me those speakers on the back and you're like, oh my gosh, you can't even hear it. Yeah, no, they did a great job. So let's go into the Star Wars app and let's play a little video. See what comes. Well, look at that. Not too far behind. 720p AMOLED. $1440 by $2560 on the Moto X Pure Edition. I'm loving the view on this little Blue. I've watched like 3 movies on this device, and it's just phenomenally sharp, poppy, vivid, crisp. So let's go into YouTube. Let's go into a film trailer, and let's choose Batman. Obviously, the front dual speakers make a difference, but the little guy doesn't sound bad at all from where I'm standing. Alright, so let's get out of there. Alright, so let's go into the music player. Alright, just a simple test on the sound level there and quality of sound on both devices. Again, you got a dual front speakers on the Moto X and a single speaker on the back of the Blue device that I think sounds just fine. So at this point, we're going to do a speed test. And no one in the house is using the Wi-Fi right now through Comcast here in Portland, Oregon. So we're going to let these guys find their servers and get going on these tests. Let's begin with the Moto X. And right off the bat, wow. Download speeds for the Moto X right now in the 40s. Megabits per second there. Uploads. .08 megabits per second on the uploads. Moto X, first run. Now the BLU Studio Energy 2, first run, Wi-Fi speed test. Not too bad. Look at that. In the 30s. 32.67 megabits per second on the download. The upload speeds for the BLU device on the first run, you got 6.34. So not too bad. And that's basically what these devices should be doing. The Moto X should be right up there. Like, I mean, obviously it's got a lot more under the hood. It's got a lot more going for it. And it's a $400 device up against a $180 device. Remember that. And I mean, right now, it's a solid BLU device doing a nice run here up against the Moto X. Let's do one more. And then we'll move on to the Antutu benchmark, and then we'll finish this out. Again, you can skip through the video at any time. Of course, I don't have to give you permission to do that. You're probably going to do it anyway because it is a lengthy video. And still in the 40s, 42.30. So obviously holding its own in what it can do, the Moto X Pure Edition. Here with Wi-Fi. And you know what? My Wi-Fi speeds here are really nice here through Comcast here in Portland, Oregon. So I'm very blessed to have an area where I don't have any issues whatsoever. I did for a while, had to exchange the modem out, get everything tweaked right. Had Comcast come out and make sure everything was working properly. And since then, I've had nothing but positive with my Wi-Fi. Last run for the BLU Studio Energy 2 up against the Moto X Pure Edition 2015. Look at that. Nice. Loving what I'm seeing. 35.57 on the download speeds. Megabits per second there. Uploads. That's going to be close. So there you go, you guys. 6.35 megabits per second on the uploads for the BLU. Really nice. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing here. Let's go to the results. So you can see 42, 42, 35, 32. They hold their own as far as where they're staying from where I am living and what I'm getting here as far as Wi-Fi through Comcast. So I'm pretty pleased with what I'm seeing with these numbers. What do you think? Let me know in the feedback. Hope to see some good response to this little guy. Let's go into the Antutu benchmark test. This is the one that's going to take a while. They are both set to 64-bit. So let's begin this test again. Okay, you guys, we're getting close to the end here. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for taking time to maybe at this point in the game with devices, you know, out there right now, a lot of flagships, a lot of mid-rangers, maybe a lot of you are going, you know, I'm not really too into the budget device, but some people can't afford those flagships. All they can pick up is a budget device. And when a budget device comes along like this that wows you, that you end up getting a lot of big out of a small package. And for me, being a phablet guy, not really liking or digging the small phones, this phone is a very lovable phone. It really is. It's worth having. Call quality messaging. I mean, just a ton of great things that come with this device that you cannot go wrong, and I wouldn't be sitting here taking your time up if I didn't think it was worth picking this device up or considering it. Okay, do your homework on it, but I'm telling you, this is the steal of the year, the sneaker device of the year. It is just, didn't expect it at all to be what it is. Seriously. So you got 52,462 is the score on the Moto X, and you got 27,816 on the Studio Energy, right beneath the Galaxy Note 4 and the Zenfone 2, the LG 4, and obviously it's way down there, but it's next to these devices, which tells me that it holds its own as far as performance. Now, again, some of you don't believe in these tests, and some of you live by these tests. So here you go. That's, you know, you got the Moto X behind the M9, the Z9 Max Nubia ZT Axon, which I was actually thinking of picking up. It's like only $299. Pretty cheap right now through Best Buy. But that was just something I was thinking about. I don't know. Anyway, so let's go back, and that way you can see the official scores. There you go. And this is what it is, okay? It doesn't mean that the Moto X kicked the Blue to the curb. It means that the Blue did its job for what it has inside of this wonderful, sexy little device, okay? And the Moto X, this is where the Moto X should be, okay? These devices are where they should be in their performance and their scores. They really are. And for what they're priced and what you're getting, again, I still think, I know you're going to get a lot more out of this little device than what you think you are for 180 bucks. Reminds me of the Moto G 3rd generation, a lot in performance, no lag, no stutter, whether it's running Blue launcher or whether it's running the Google launcher. And visuals, I mean, everything about this device. There's only the one negative that I have about it, and I'll talk about it in my review. It has to do with the front-facing camera and the shooter. But outside of that, man, it's a winner. It is a winner. Take it home. Buy it. Buy it for someone during the holidays. It's a steal. I'm telling you, everybody, it's a steal. Anyway, this is my Project 13. Thanks for watching. Till the next vid, I'm out. Peace.